Welcome, Annabelle. This is actually our second, well, we've spoken many times, but today, we'll just see where this conversation takes us. But motherhood and art and nature always seems to be what we revolve around. And you've recently had some beautiful experiences with your son regarding his plasma. So if you wouldn't mind sharing about that, I'd love to hear more about it.
I think this has to do with relationship of mother and son, and also how he observed me taking plasma daily. Um, Also, there's a time where he himself asked me to give him plasma. And I told him the plasma tastes like azuki bean soup. And then he drink it, and he's not. He said, "Okay, this taste is acceptable." And yeah, and this is after we were making a pack for him to heal his arms, and yeah, it was a miracle. It heals overnight.
Wow.
And no more swollen, and we can observe uh, the the blood that is on the area moving to the wrist area.
So
So
what happened? He fell and
yeah, he
bruised his
fell.
arm really badly?
Yeah, very bad.
And so there was like inflammation. He had a big bruise, hey? And it
Yeah.
was painful for him. So it helped with the pain as well?
Um, it's kind of cooling. So yeah, I think that the boiled plasma has a cooling effect as well.
Oh, interesting. So you used the boiled plasma for this.
No, no. I'm giving him the plasma. Is H plasma.
Okay. But when
Yeah.
you put it topically you used potato starch, is that what you used to make the
Not.
compress?
It's a potato puree.
Ah,
Yeah.
so it was like kind of a cast. Did it dry like
It
like that, or
just
did it stayed moist?
it dries up. Yeah. And when you open up, it's like a gray. The potato turn grayish, and then yeah, you can throw it off. And
Wow, that's cool. So he
it's
had this like healing experience from it was with his own waters or was it with yours?
with him with his own water.
Oh,
I
that's so
think
cool.
yeah. I think whether or not it's his or mine, I think we are connected. I don't think it does matter whose plasma is it. I think we can heal each other.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Mm.
So he had a really bonding experience for the two of you and for himself, that connection where he could really see feel for himself the impact of using it.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. So from time to time, uh, we we slowly understand the effect of plasma to our daily life. And he also observed me making shampoo with the H plasma, and also yeah, I beginning to use this for my washing and into my moisturizer. I even include in my hair tonic. at the moment. So for me, I like I like this feeling of taking care, beginning to do a bit of self-care for 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 my daily routine.
Yeah. It's
Mm,
nice. The more you feel the impact, the more you want to use it, really.
yeah.
And then like the experience your son had, it's like, oh, okay, this isn't just healing for the nature outside. This is healing for his own body, his own nature. It's such a
Mm,
beautiful connection. And you spoke
mm.
a little bit about anger, about how it helps with anger.
I think this is so important because um, as a mother, I think how you recognize and how you understand your emotion and is quite important to for for the children because children are very sensitive and they are very emotional and they can feel your emotion and then and plasma helps with me not suppressing my anger but I would say dissolve my anger. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm.
And I'll just
And so it
oh,
generally, yeah, makes you really calm. How can I explain this? I hope I can really put this experience into words. I think only people who take who are plasma taker can experience it.
yes.
Mm.
Yeah, it really changes you. And yes, the
I
anger is a big one.
Yes, I think I would say from the time I beginning to take plasma is the time I beginning to really breathe in and breathe out, and I beginning to learn to recognize balance internally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so true. Well
Mm.
said.
Yes.
And it affects all of your life and what you create, and everything around you starts to change. You see things differently, you feel things differently, and the whole expression sort of starts to shift.
Definitely. Yeah, and I really like the quality of the plasma able to uh, I think extract the plant. I don't know if you've done it. Like when you wash your clothes, it helps you to purify the clothes. And when you mix the herbs in the plasma, it also taking uh, the extract from the plants.
Yes, I
Yeah.
agree. I haven't done like an infusion or anything like that, but I take my warm plasma and we put in the herbs and the plants into the fresh plasma and
Mm,
drink that. And even aged, but it's somehow when it's warm, it it's quicker to absorb into there.
I see.
Although if you do let it sit longer in the evolved plasma and the aged, it
Mm,
it yeah. I enjoy doing this. Do you warm it up when you make? Have you ever warmed it
no,
up when you made infusions? No.
no.
And the laundry, it's so true.
Mm,
You really feel like there's a protective layer on your clothes somehow.
mm. Yeah, I see
Um,
for women with innerwear is a very, very nice feeling to not regular clothes. I only wash it like for my underwear, and I feel it. I feel that is quite gentle to me, also. Yeah. Mm,
nice.
mm,
Yeah, we pretty much try to wash everything in it, although when we're traveling, it's sometimes challenging. But generally speaking, more often than not, we're using it for our laundry.
mm.
Yeah. Did you want to share a bit about what you're working on in your
Uh,
art? In your art?
I I haven't done a lot of physical work, but uh, more on the research and yeah, a lot of writing to go into a deeper layer of what I'm doing, and I know I notice the difference, and also I can understand why I produce such artworks now.
And you were
Yeah,
talking about making some light fixtures or lighting using plasma.
yeah.
You did a
Uh,
little bit of digging into that. And do you feel like that's going to be achievable?
I think it's achievable, of course. I don't think it's very, the process is very complicated. And yeah, but I need some time and space to decide the scale, to also to make, to redo everything again. Maybe
Yeah.
from, I think also from my previous work, I make, for example, I make a stereo, I make sculptures, I can also do it again, but this time is not from the uh, electric supply from elsewhere, but self-sustainable energy. Yeah.
It's amazing that plasma has that capability
Mm. Yeah, I
because that's pretty
am.
self-sustaining.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah, and I'm very inspired by the conversation of Dr. Gu. Mm. But I wonder where else can I learn from him. I also noticed his website. There's courses for like a health coach for people who want to understand more about uh, the true resource.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
This.
I looked at that myself, but
Mm,
yeah, it's not the right time for me. And
mm,
also, I sometimes feel like I've read so much, and I mean, I'm sure there's more to learn always, but yeah, we'll see what happens. But he's very inspiring for sure. The
mm,
I don't think anybody's done research on plasma at the level that he is doing.
mm. Yes.
So
Uh,
that's really what
other
grabs me.
mm, Other than that, I was wanting. I want to ask you about being a diasporic individual.
Mm.
How do you um, how does it work for you? Um, and also, do you meet people and also share about your experience with plasma, your lifestyle, for example? How does
Yeah.
people how does people understand you, and how do you introduce yourself to to the new community?
Hmm.
Mm,
Yeah, it's not always easy. Um, and I don't really share it with too many people
mm,
that I meet actually.
mm,
And especially now that we're in Montenegro, the
mm,
language barrier is even larger.
mm,
Um, so it's really, even when I can speak to people, sometimes I haven't shared about it here.
mm,
Other things, yes. And actually, when I do share it, when Olivia and I are out together, we usually don't say urine. We'll usually tell them, to go and check out Shivambu, or we'll give a different word so that they have to go and discover, they have to go actually look it up and discover for themselves what
mm,
it is,
mm,
rather than telling them, because it's just too much programming to get through. And
mm,
if you say, we find if you say that, if you use the word urine, then there's judgment automatically comes, and the conversation like almost stops. Like they don't really want to communicate with you.
mm,
So we don't usually share it like that anymore, although
mm,
we have in the past. So yeah, and moving so much is challenging. Definitely has its challenges. Uh, I really, at the point now, I really I don't want to move anymore, actually. So I'm really, I mean, I'm okay to move, actually. It's just I would rather be going somewhere familiar, or going
mm,
to see someone familiar, or going to, even if they aren't, if even if they're new to me, going somewhere with more purpose than how we are moving around now.
mm,
Like go to a resort to do a workshop, or to help them set up their place to do retreats, or just any of that kind of stuff, like more task oriented, I guess, or like more driven towards the a goal.
mm,
So yeah, I mean, I in a way I'm starting online now with helping to do that, and kind of getting it started, just, learning by doing.
mm,
But that's really where I would like to end up, because it is really, it's challenging for me. I'm still, like, border crossings and all of that is, for me, is, it's not the fun part of it. It's like I really
mm,
don't like that part, and it's so much of it over the last 12 years. And even this last year, just the amount of movement is really something.
mm,
But it also teaches you so much. It teaches you a lot about people
mm,
and culture, and just having all these different experiences has been really profound, actually. The generosity and the kindness that you find in people, even that can't communicate with you.
mm,
And just like learning body language, um, has also been really interesting. So there's been a lot of bonuses for sure, but it is challenging. It's really challenging. And my family, they just they totally don't understand, what they're like, why? But I
Why are
do,
you moving around, or
yeah.
why are you?
And then I like a place. When I get there, I really like it because we do a lot of research before we go somewhere. So when I'm moving on from there, they're like, why are you moving? I thought you liked it there. So it's funny. But yeah, the whole visa thing is a real issue. I feel like sometimes I'm a slave to my passport book. It's just nuts. Like I just live to move it around so that it stays in its harmonic state so that I can continue to function.
Is there a particular culture that really connects you deeper during your encounter with
Yeah,
in different areas?
yeah, I actually do feel more at home here in Europe,
Mm.
which is interesting because if you look at my family history, like at least 70% of my ancestors are from this area.
Oh wow.
Ru- Yeah. I'm really lucky to have a beautiful cousin who has expanded on my grandfather's work of our family history. And
Mm.
she really, yeah, she has made amazing headway. He would be really proud of her. But yeah, so I have ancestors, Russia, Germany, Britain, and Ireland. Majority is from Europe. And then they moved to the United States. So actually, the other big chunk of my heritage, if you will, is from there. And
Mm.
then they moved, some of my family moved north to Canada, but Canada is really the smallest portion. So it's so funny to even say, oh, you're Canadian. And I'm like, well, kind of.
I
And
see.
it's interesting to be in Europe and not, even though I have all this heritage here, to not be able to stay here.
Mm.
But to answer your question of where I felt the most like at home is probably Spain, which is really funny to say. And my Spanish is not going well right now, but I'm making headway.
Mm.
And that's really where I'd like to end up
So
is in Spain.
yeah, you will think of going back to Spain again.
Yeah,
Mm.
I miss that warmer climate. And one of the other places I really loved because of the people was Penang, where I met you
Mm.
on the island of Penang in Georgetown, Malaysia. I don't really consider it Malaysia. It's so different than the mainland. But yeah, that was another really favorite place where I made really beautiful connections. And I really like the sun and the heat, I must say.
Why?
Spending so much time in Asia and now being here in Montenegro and looking up at the mountain and seeing the snow, I'm like, wow. But life is easier when it's warm, and especially the sun. Actually, the sun is the probably the biggest factor of that all. The
You
sun,
mean
the
you
the gray
mean
days.
okay? You mean like the sun? There's more sun in Penang than in Montenegro.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
I see.
yeah. I miss the sun. When the sun comes out, we're like literally going out and just staring at it. I think it's a big part of our health. And Shivambu even shows that to us when Fiona Gardner was talking about that. When we put our plasma in the sun, then when she looks at that under her microscope, everything is more golden in there. And I think that is very telling to how we operate, and that we really need that contact.
So you do put the urine under the sun. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can put it under the moonlight, anything. It doesn't, yeah, but especially in the sun, solarizing, they call it, solarizing your plasma. So, which we haven't had very many opportunities to do that here. When we first got here, it was like late summer, and we got a little bit of solarizing of the plasma, but now it's not really happening.
I see. I have another question to ask you. Do you feel like you are genetically predestined to share the information that you think is important to your friends, to people, to, and now you are becoming diasporic, and you're spreading some important knowledge around. Do you think this is predestined?
Yeah, I do. When I did the 9-day plasma fast, I had a really profound experience in that time, and it really solidified things for me, which has been challenging because at first you really do, you want to tell your close family and stuff, but there's so much stigma around it. There's so much judgment around it that I was really, reluctant to do it. But yeah, that experience I had in the 9-day fast really showed me how, yeah, this was my calling. And it was like I feel like I don't really have a choice, like that this is the message that I'm here to share.
Yeah, this is such a strong message that you share to people and to your friends. I don't know if you think about that before. It's a very, very, very big impact on people's life, and it helps in many, many ways. Maybe something is maybe out of your imagination. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, it
So
is a very special message.
yes.
And
And
it's
I
still
think
challenging to share. When I come on camera, I'm like, okay. It's not
yes.
accepted by a lot of my family, so that is another part that is difficult.
It's the same happening to me also. Not just my family, my friends, who maybe tried as a beginner plasma taker before, they will also change their mind after listen to other opinion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, they already have an idea in their head of what it is, and so it's hard to get through that barrier.
Mm.
But it's so brave of you also to be willing to come and share your experience. So thank you for coming and sharing your experience of plasma with me here on this platform. It's really,
Yeah.
it's also powerful, and I wouldn't be able to share the way I do if it wasn't for people that were willing to come and, you know, be vulnerable, really, because it's not easy. It's not an easy
Not.
one. A lot of people that do this don't tell anybody. They really keep it a secret to themselves because they just don't want to deal
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
backlash.
Yeah. A
And
lot
I
of
totally
judgment.
understand that. Yeah,
Yeah.
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 But it's hard when
So
it impacts your life so much. It's hard to not want to share that with the people around you that you love.
true. I think this also has to do with uh, the magic of relationship, the connection between like different relationships. I think uh, this is like a lab, like a lab. You observe how the relationship, and then you also see how you manage. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, you kind of when I'm around people, I sort of like get a feel of who they are, if they would be open to it, just from their energy. And yeah, it kind of helps you to read people better, doesn't it? You see people in a different way when you're a plasma cycler. It's like the clarity that comes with this practice. It gives you a better awareness of other people's energy.
So I hope people view me with the neutral clarity. Like I apply this perception in my work as well. Like a neutral lighting or natural material. Yeah, neutral everything.
Yeah, meeting you was really impactful for me because, as you know, I'm like this quick paced, quick speaking, I was so much faster at doing everything before I met you. And when I met you, you really taught me to slow down and to just take my time, which I'm still actually doing. I think of you a lot when when I'm interviewing, having exchanges with people, to actually slow everything down, slow my speech down, allow space for silence. And I know English is your second language, so that's maybe part of the reason, but your whole way of the way you flow, when I've seen you doing some of your art, even how you play the piano, it's you have a very beautiful flow that you take through everything that you create in your life. And it's really beautiful to be around your energy. So thank you.
Thank you too. Yeah.
maybe this is a perfect place to end the live stream.
Okay.
Unless you have is there anything else you'd like to share?
No. I
Okay.
hope next time when we have conversation, we can be, it's a more relaxed situation, more, yeah.
And what's the best way for people to find you? I don't have your banner up actually. Is it
Then,
like I didn't put your website in. Do you know your website? Can you tell me your website?
AnnabellNg.com. I can
It's
send
okay.
the
I
link
got
to
it.
you. Okay.
I'm just going to type it in here.
Yeah.
Is this correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the best way for people to see your work and contact you and find all your social medias.
Mm-mm.
Beautiful. And if anybody would like to get in touch with me to share their experience and have a conversation, you can get me at humphreys.creome.net.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much, Annabelle.
Thank you.